Hey everyone, it's T. Welcome back to my channel. I did these nails a few weeks ago and have no idea what happened to the sound, so we're gonna do a lovely voiceover today. Before we get started though, I want to say thank you so much for deciding to spend a little time with me. I know we're all busy and I am always eternally grateful. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. I love to do nail hauls. I love to play with nails. So subscribe, turn on those notifications. If you're coming back, I want to say thank you so much. Please like and comment on this video. So these nails are a set of nails I did a couple of weeks ago, and they were inspired by a set of nails that I saw Tamara, the Devil Wears Press-Ons, make. These are going to be I want to call them slightly punk 3D. I'm going to use some of my 3D carving gel and make some 3D embellishments for the nails. And then I'm also going to use a lot of silver charms on a few of them. So the first thing I did was get rid of, obviously, the shine off the nails. I went ahead and buffed that off and cleaned it off. And then I grabbed this carving gel, and can I tell you, just trying to get the lid off, it was it was a feat, let me just tell you. So I'm going to do the 3D, basically they're 3D lines almost, very thick 3D lines. And I'm going to do those on 3 nails, and the other 2 are going to have all of the embellishment and the charms. So the first thing I did was go ahead and grab this 3D carving gel. It was not freezing cold in my nail room, but this stuff is most definitely, it's on the thicker side. So just be aware. I think it's my machining. So I grab a little scraper that I use when I am doing stamping, because I find that for me, it works better for me to be able to manipulate the product. It doesn't stick to it. I am able to get it nice and thin like I want it. And I notice I tend to run a little warm when I start working on nails. I'm not sure why, because most of the time my hands are freaking freezing. But when I get in here and start working on nails, my hands start to get pretty warm. So it makes it a lot easier using this technique. I cannot remember whose video I saw it in, but it was like the absolute best technique I've used. I tried using my hands with, just a glove on it, and it would always stick to my gloves, and it would drive me crazy. So here what I'm doing is I'm cutting this into smaller pieces, trying to get them relatively not the same length, because the nails I'm putting them on are not as wide, because I'm putting them on my ring finger, my pinky, and my thumb. So I start with the ring finger, and it's just basically I put it down there, and I'm just trying to shape it right now, get it nice and crisp. I want it to be very 3D and stick up from the nail, but I don't want it to have any edges that can catch my hair. It'll drive me crazy if that happens. So I spent a lot of time, and I will not make you watch it, trying to make sure that every little piece that I put on there was smoothed down, no little edges coming up to catch on clothes, hair, anything like that. I think altogether, to be truthful, I think it took me like an hour and a half to do one hand. I was so anal about trying to get the fingers and like these 3D pieces perfect on them. And as we know, nothing in life is perfect, correct? but your girl gets a little anal sometimes and will spend way too much time. Thankfully, I cut out most of that and just am going to show you the one finger, because after you see the one finger, it's the same process for the other three. Now for the top little, I don't know what I want to call it, the 3D embellishment on the top of the nail, there were two stripes kind of. I used a different carving gel, and this I think was, I'll have to double check, I think it's the Macart one I have. I'll go ahead and pop them up on the screen before I publish this, but I made these thinner because I wanted it to be a smaller, thinner line on the top and then a thicker line on the bottom. And again, I'm just cutting the length I think I need. I'm using my silicone tool. Oh, and there you can see my lovely pink head. Sorry about that. And I'm just trying to make this one just above the other one, not nearly as thick. I don't want it to stick out as much. Sorry, I tried to stay in frame. And then I'm using the brush with just a little bit of alcohol to smooth it out. Make sure again that there are no edges that are not sealed to the nail. I do not want to catch my hair in this. Once I finished up with the thumb and cured everything, I wiped it down to make sure there was no sticky layer, and honestly, there wasn't much of a sticky layer at all. So I made sure to get all of that off on the three nails that I did the 3D embellishment on. And then the other two nails, what I wanted to do was use silver charms and little studs. I used a thicker no wipe top coat and completely covered the nail in a nice even coat of it, making sure that all the sides, because I will always notice one little side on this one little spot on the side I will miss and it'll drive me crazy. So this is just going on and putting all the little studs and charms, trying to figure out which ones I liked, which ones I didn't. I ended up taking that little silver, it kind of almost looks like a little silver curved arrow. Ended up taking that off because I decided that I didn't really like how it looked after all. But I added more of the silver studs, and those, I was surprised. I thought for sure that I would scratch the hell out of myself because, as we know, I am a little bit of a klutz and I tend to hurt myself, but they really didn't bother me at all. I didn't catch them in my hair. I didn't scratch myself. So I will have to actually use those in a lot more nails because I really liked how they looked. I've made some press-ons with like little silver studs, but I've never I've never made nails for myself with them. So I just went ahead and added a few little rhinestones, nothing fancy, to the nails that have the silver embellishments. There's that pink hair again. Sorry about that, my big old head getting in the screen. Oh, Lord. And I kind of wanted it to be almost like an ombre down the nail. So I wanted it to be, the charms to be much closer at the tip of the nail and then start to spread out just a little bit. So here I am adding just a few more little rhinestones to it. I decided that between the two pieces of 3D embellishment, and I have to figure out what the hell I want to call those. it needed to have a little something. So I used this black liner, and I went ahead and between those two, I went and used the black gel paint and filled in between the two. And then decided that I also wanted to put it on the tip of the nail instead of leaving it purple. I just thought it added a little something to it. Here I am just cleaning up and making sure that I didn't get any black on anything I didn't want to. And then I pulled out my go-to, the Gen B. I love all of them. I love the standard, I love the soft, I love the thick. I find they're such an amazing product. So this is me going through and just making sure that I am getting a nice even coat on the nail. One of these days, I swear I'll learn how to stay in frame. Now, I already had, like I said, a no wipe top coat a thick top coat that I had used on the nails with the silver embellishments, but I decided that I wanted to add the Gen B because the shine is just, you can't beat it. So I went through and went around all the little studs, all the little charms, tried to not get it on the rhinestones, which we all know when you're doing things like this can be a pain in the you know what. Made sure to go through before I cured anything and remove any excess top coat that welled up because I wanted these lines to be very crisp. As I finish top coating these, I just want to take a minute to say thanks again for spending time with me. I greatly appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications, give me a like on this video, comment. I respond to all of them. And I want to wish everyone peace, love, and joy.